A lot of times in conversation, I'll have people ask me how I got introduced to chiropractic, and it's kind of interesting, I guess, because most people just know me now as Dr. Matt, and they know my family as more of a natural health, holistic type of family, but it's really not where it started. I grew up in a very medical family, meaning that if we had symptoms, we took something for it. My mom was a administrator in a hospital. I have medical professionals, medical doctors in my family. So I really just had the common response to ailments and symptoms as they came about in my life. And so if I had headaches, I took something for headaches. If I hurt my ankle or hurt myself playing basketball, I would take Tylenol or ibuprofen to help with that. I had really bad sinuses and allergies. I had lots of bad digestive issues. And really something I don't think about often is that maybe one of the shifts that I started to see was after a basketball injury. I was prescribed anti-inflammatories, and that anti-inflammatory drug that I took for my knee actually ate and perforated a hole in my stomach, and I almost died. And this was when I was in 6th grade. And so I was sent to the hospital. Hospital didn't know what was going on. They sent me up to St. Louis, and I had to have emergency exploratory surgery. And what they found when they got in there is that I had this perforation, and the stomach acid in my stomach had released into my abdominal cavity and was literally all over my organs, and was going to kill me if we wouldn't have figured that out. And so maybe just from that point on, I started to question, why I was taking medicine and what the side effects of medicine was. But even then, I still just continued to live my life and ended up in chiropractic school and was going to chiropractic just because I knew I wanted to help people and I wanted to be a doctor. And I felt like this was a good path for me because it maybe was a little bit more natural. And I didn't really think more about that other than the fact that I wanted to work with athletes. I was introduced to chiropractic through sports. I'd gotten hurt playing basketball, and one of my teammates and some other people that I knew utilized chiropractic, which was new to me, but I went ahead and gave it a try, and it helped dramatically. And I was able to continue to play, and it really helped me to stay on track. And so I just felt like I could do that for other people, and I knew I could help with other things too. And then right before I graduated from chiropractic school, my mom was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And I really think at that point, that was a pivotal shift for me because it started to help me ask better questions about health. It started to help me ask better questions about why symptoms were there in the first place, and what was actually causing the symptoms, and getting to the root cause and not just taking things. Because my mom worked in a hospital. She had access to all the tests. She listened to all of her doctors. She took all the medications. But even all the specialists that she went to, they never really asked why she was having migraines, or why her blood pressure was high, or why she wasn't sleeping right, or why her digestive problems were there. They just gave her things to manage it. And there's a time and a place for that, but it's really important to try to get to the bottom of it, because when we don't, it continues to build in our bodies. Inflammation continues to get out of control, and it turns into devastating health conditions, which is what my mom ended up with. So after that, it really changed the course of my life, and how I practice and how I raise my family, and really, how I take care of my patients. And so, when someone asks me how I got into chiropractic, it's a longer story than what I just shared, but that's really it. And it's changed my life forever. And I think that it's, been impactful for all my patients, and especially for my family and how we raised them. And so that's a little bit about, did you know how Dr. Matt got into chiropractic?